So Ed is online, and we have Devi Boddu here. So she will talk about the book. Ed, over to you.
Thank you, everyone. I really wish I could be there. Unfortunately, my health would not allow me to travel at the last minute. This book is a book that I wrote with Devi Boddu, and it's about mentoring and reciprocal mentoring. We're going to talk about it in our keynote in just a few minutes, so I'm not going to take much time except to say thank you for the opportunity to participate virtually and to participate with Devi today.
You have anything to say, Devi, about the book?
Good morning, everyone. I'm very honored to be here to launch our book, and we are very excited to release our book today. And I'm the co-author along with Ed, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity we have. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
From the limelight.
Yes.
Amazing. I'm going to read it today.
Yes, sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And we are so happy to be here today to launch our book and to actually talk about our story with Worlds Apart. And so we'll just start with a little bit of music to get everybody up, get your blood flowing, get everybody moving for a moment.
They were worlds apart. Now they stand together. Proof that courage and connection can't bridge any distance.
She dreamed, she dared, she changed her life. Dreams once distant, now shining bright. Learning gave her wings to soar, and hearts like hers will open more. Two people, worlds apart, through shared courage, wisdom joined. When you help one person, both grow, and the world moves forward, heart to heart.
He found that strength begins when shared, and hope burns brighter when you care. Each life touch becomes a spark that lights new dreams to leave their mark.
Worlds apart, through shared courage, wisdom joined.
When you
help
help
one person, both grow, and the world moves forward, heart to heart. When one life changes, many bright eyes, and when we lift each other, the world moves closer.
we are never truly worlds apart.
Hearts apart.
Welcome to our session on Worlds Apart. And in order to really go back to the origin, it goes back to 2005 when my family and I shifted to India. 20 years ago, if you had asked me that relationships built in India would change my life and reshape my leadership, I would never have believed you. The reality is, I came to India for work, but I stayed because of the people. When I got to India, I had over 25 years of experience leading teams. I had won many awards, I had traveled the world, and I was a very polished, competent, and in control leader. But what most never realized is that I was actually wearing a mask. And beneath that mask was a childhood shaped by trauma. I was burned in a fire at 6. I was bitten by a dog at 7. and there was much abuse in my home by my father, who carried wounds so deep that they never healed, and he took his life when I was 15. So achievement became my mask. Leadership became the place where I learned to perform long before I learned how to heal. Here's some additional background on me and my co-author Devi.
She was born where dreams were small, in quiet streets and narrow halls, with little more than sky and sand. She held her dreams in open hands. He was raised where storms ran wild, a house of fear, a silent child. Amid the noise, he made a vow to find a life of peace somehow. She left her village with nothing but hope, a heart too wide for the narrow scope. No map, no wealth, no guiding sign, just faith that learning could realign. He left his home with questions unspoken, a boy in pieces, quietly broken. But books became his secret key, a way to dream, a way to be free. Worlds apart, yet somehow aligned, two distant lives by fate designed. From separate shores they came to see a moment that grace and time set free. If they've said you can't, or it's too late, this is your sign to shift your fate. The story isn't over yet.
My friends, please welcome my Worlds Apart co-author, Devi Boddu.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm very nervous because this is the first time speaking on stage. So if you can feel that, please bear with me. So that is when Ed came to my school when I was in my 8th standard. So it all started when I met Mackenzie, and Mackenzie, who is Ed's daughter, and their dog Jasper, when I was, studying at the balcony, sitting at the balcony near car parking area. And then Mackenzie said hi to me, and I said hi. That's how we became friends. That's the first time I was, I was seeing foreigners, and then very close. And then we were meeting very often, and then we became friends. Later, she invited me to the lunch in their home. There, when I met Ed, and then Mackenzie's mom, Pris. So that is when we became friends, and then I used to call them hi sir, hi madam. But then they told me, you don't need to call us sir and madam. You can call us aunt and uncle if you are comfortable, because we are more like friends. So then I started calling them aunt and uncle. That day I'll never forget in my life, because that is when I saw them, how they treated me, not like a normal routine, how I was being treated. Because my mom was a maid to their neighbors. That is where they saw me, and then they met me. But then they treated me very comfortable. They treated me so well. They made me to sit along with them, eating the lunch, not like the leftover lunch which I used to be having earlier. And then we became friends. We were meeting very often. They took me for lunch, dinner. They took me, my family, everywhere. And that is my brother, Raja. And then it's me in 2007.
So for both of us, education wasn't just about learning, it was actually how we changed the story we were both born into. For me, education was my escape, as you saw in the video. It was the door that opened everything.
And for me, education was the beginning of my life, which I haven't imagined at that particular moment, because the place where I lived, the education was not meant to be for girls.
And I started out as a mentor to Devi, but very quickly it turned into something else. And so I'd like to read a passage from the book. The night before we were to take Devi to school, sleep refused to come. In the stillness of that Hyderabad night, as the ceiling fan hummed and the city grew quiet, I knew better. This moment mattered. I had seen that look in Devi's eyes before, the quiet dread of someone who knows how quickly something precious can be taken. I recognized it because I had once seen it in the mirror. That night, the memories returned. The scrape of a chair, a plate shattering, my voice trembling. Please, Dad, don't. I want to live. As my life felt suddenly and terrifying at risk. For years, survival was my only prayer. Education became my escape. It was my way out. Lying in the dark that night, something shifted. This wasn't only Devi's story. It was mine too. Fear and silence crossed every border. Sitting beside Devi, I was no longer just surviving. I was choosing. In helping her step toward her future, I turned back to face my own past and began rewriting my own story. By morning, the dream was gone. I woke lighter, I took a deep breath, and for the first time, I didn't feel like a fight. It felt free.
So to continue what Ed has spoken, when I was studying in my 8th standard, one day uncle has seen me sitting at the car parking area without going to school. That's when he got to know that I couldn't go to school because my mom couldn't pay my last 3 months school fees, where my principal asked me not to come until I pay the school fees. That is when Uncle Ed felt about it, and then the immediate next day, Uncle, Aunt Pris, and Mackenzie, they all came to my school to pay the entire academic year school fees for me as well as my brother Raja's fees. So he told me I should never stop, I should never quit my education. I have to study. And then that's how I completed my 10th class. And then later, we have moved out of the colony because my mother had to leave the work where she was made at that moment, and then we moved to outside the colony. And then I couldn't have the contact how to reach them, how to talk to them, because the colony is somewhere far and I should need permission, whereas I don't have contacts how to meet them. But then one fine day on my birthday, uncle, aunt, and then Mackenzie, everybody came to the place where I was living to surprise me on my birthday. And the house where I lived is a single room with full roofs all over, not just the top. But still, uncle didn't feel anything. They haven't shown any difference to me, where they even saw the holes to the roofs across the sides of my house. They didn't hesitate to take what my mom offered to them. Later, they had to leave India at that moment, but they didn't left me behind. They got to know that I have to go to my +1, and aunt came to my school to pay the advance for my college so that I can continue my education. That's where the beginning for my mother needed immediate support at that moment, but then they came, they paid the advance to my school to continue my education before they leave. That's when I continued my education.
So what was really happening for Devi and I is that we actually ended up mentoring each other. I learned so much from her courage. I learned so much by how she handled her challenges. And it brought back for me an opportunity to take the silence that I had kept in my life of everything that had happened to me as a child, and bring that forward and find a place to speak about it. And I call this reciprocal mentoring. Reciprocal mentoring, although we didn't realize it at the time, is where a shared opportunity for growth with no boundaries that connect people, that bridge generations and cultures together. And that's exactly what happened with Devi and I, and has been happening for more than 20 years.
So to continue about my education journey, so as I mentioned earlier, they had to leave India. So after they left, I couldn't have any contacts, but then I was continuing my education. I got a seat for my graduation in university. And then when I was in second year of my graduation, I was thinking how to thank them, how to reach them, because when they were helping me, I couldn't know how to even tell thanks, how to even say thanks to them. I couldn't know anything. But then later, me and my sister Jyoti, we both started searching for their names with the visiting cards they have given before they leave. Like, if we can find them in Facebook. Then I found a lot of names with Pris and Ed. Then we started searching with their photos, and then somehow my sister catched them, my sister found them, and then I sent friend request and we reconnected. And then I got an opportunity to thank them for whatever the help they have given at the moment when my mother needed really extreme support. Later, I was informing them about my education because before they leave India, before they pay my advance at school, aunt promised me one thing, that I would never see you quitting your education, because education is so important for anybody in the country. Anybody, the people who has faced a lot of issues, and they told me I should never quit my education, and that I promised, and they were very happy to know that I'm about to complete my graduation. Later, after finishing my graduation, uncle came once to India, and then he introduced me to the top senior in the IT company so that I can get a job opportunity after my graduation. Then I have got an internship opportunity through them, where I have completed, and that's my first earning to my mom. I have done my internship for 3 months, and later, after the internship, they have given me a job opportunity, but then I was so confused whether to continue that job or whether I have to look for another job. I was in full confusion, and then I left the company within 4 days. But then I was very scared to inform to uncle because he was not here, and I left the job without informing them. And one day, slowly, I dropped a mail. We were communicating more through Gmails at that time. Then I dropped a mail to him that I haven't gone to the job after 4 days because I was scared. I felt that uncle got upset about whatever the decision I have taken. But then he told me that he can't help me further because this is my life journey and I have to check on how to move further, how to look for a job. That really did hurt me because whatever the help I have gotten and I have missed the opportunity, now I have to struggle a lot. As uncle said, it was really not that easy. It was really, really tough for me to get a job opportunity. And then it took a lot of time, and then finally I got a job at Cognizant Pune. Uncle was the first person whom I informed that, uncle, now I got a job at Cognizant as a network engineer. He was very happy, he was very proud of me, and I was always updating whatever the status I'm doing, whichever the company I was moving. Later, I got a job. I moved to Infosys, which is again in Pune. And then he was the first person I was updating. And then I got a job at Controllers. Again, he was the first person. Everything I was updating him. And then finally, I got a job at Microsoft as an Azure network engineer. And now, currently, I'm working as an Azure network engineer in Microsoft, India. And then, one thing what I wanted to inform, what I learned from their family is that relationships are really, really important in anybody's life. Even it was important at my life when I was, in a state where I really needed support. Uncle, aunt, and their entire family, out of nowhere, like they're not even my family, my mother not even worked in their home. But then, the way uncle felt to help me and my mother at that moment, it really lifted me up. Because of him, because of him at the moment where I needed support, I got a lot of help from them without even expecting anything, and their emotions are very transparent and they didn't expect anything. They are very selfless. They were showing selfless love to me. But relationships takes a lot of time. It grows by generations. Whatever the relationships uncle has got when he was in India, even now they maintain the same relationships, though they were very miles away from India. But because of whatsoever the united they got, this is where we are now to launching our book. Our life has come till here throughout his relationships.
So, as business people that are all sitting here at this conference today, I want to take this and shift a little bit and really ask the question, what if relationships actually came first in our organizations? Not strategy, not structure, not metrics. What if we actually put relationships first? And my belief is that if we did that, we would see more psychological safety. People would feel free to speak up. They would take more risks. This would convert into greater innovation, and that would speed things up and create more momentum for our organizations. And the result of that, the outcome of that, not the starting point, would be performance. Because when relationships come first, I truly believe that everything else follows. And there's a lot of research, recent research, that confirms this. You can see here McKinsey did their global report in 2024 on organizational health, and they found that teams that feel safe take risks, share ideas, and perform better regardless of their industry or geography. But let's not just look around the world, let's look at India specifically. India firms, according to Great Place to Work, with over 3.2 million employee responses, India firms with sustained high trust cultures lead Asia in innovation, resilience, and employee experience. And Sri Mohan, when he talked about this earlier, when he opened, and he talked about raising the GDP by 2047 of India, and needing to do that with different sectors. He talked about the farmers and he talked about the education. Well, one of those sectors is ensuring that girls are educated across India. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. For now, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Devi.
She's my mother, Mahalakshmi. And I would like to read about what I wrote in a book straight away. If I could speak to that little girl again, the one with too many worries in her heart, I would not give her advice. I would not tell her to be brave or strong or hopeful. She had already learned how to pretend all those things. I would simply sit beside her and stay. Because the hardest thing for her to believe was not that life could change, but that someone might stay, without expecting anything in return. She thought my job was to take up a little space as possible, to be quiet, to not ask, to not need too much. I would tell myself, I will finish school, I will not have to get married young. The money for school will come. When my sister Jyoti got married young, many told my mother I should also get married young because the place where I came from, girls are not meant to be educated. My Amma loved me deeply, even though her life was full of work and worry. She never complained, she never stopped, and I learned from her quite strength. She taught me it's okay to speak up, it's okay to keep learning, it's okay to dream. And then one day, I found myself in a world I could never have imagined, inside a home where I was not questioned, not measured, not asked to shrink. I was simply welcomed by Pris aunt, by Ed uncle, by Mackenzie, and even their little dog Jasper, who accepted me as if they already belonged. For the first time, I felt safe enough to laugh out loud, safe enough to speak, safe enough to be myself. That is when I understood what Amma once told me. Wherever your feet touch the ground, you can light a small lamp, and somehow my life became that light. And I would like to thank Microsoft for giving me this opportunity, and I would like to thank Puneet, for sharing his generous thoughts about the book. I also thankful for the opportunities I have got through Microsoft because the culture where they value the learning and then empowering the people, lifting up others, inclusiveness.
Devi's story is just one, though. Unfortunately, when we were writing the book, we did a lot of research and we discovered that there are still more than 300 million girls across India that never complete school due to early marriage, financial barriers, social constraints, and these lock these families into generational poverty. This is actually a solvable problem, and it's something that Devi actually still lives today and sees today.
To add on what Ed said, even still it is going on because the girls whom I was playing with when I was in 5th standard, 6th standard, they got married very early and they already have kids at that moment. They didn't complete their education because they were chosen to get married because they were learned to be like that. But then, even in my own family, my sister Jyoti, she got married when she was just 15 years old because my mother couldn't afford for me and my sister. My own mother got married when she was just 11 years old. But then my mom has taken the decision of not to make me get married early because she knows the struggle what she has gone through. She knows that her elder daughter was not educated because of the financial struggle she had. But then she couldn't give up on my education. No matter what, no matter whatever the struggle she will get to help my education, she'd never give up on that. That's how in between where Uncle Ed has helped me. And the same thing happened in my villages. Even now, if I go back to my village, there are very rarely 1 or 2 girls I would see who got educated, who completed their education and who are doing the job same as a boy. Now, I got this interest of, adding up my thoughts to the book because with this book, even a one person in my village gets excited or gets empowered by the book. They will definitely, in their family, they will get educated. They will also make their girls to get educated, same as me, because now if I turn back, my life has completely changed. Now, because of me educated, I have turned my life, I have broken the barriers in my village, and now my mother is so proud of me that I did, like whatever she dreamt about me, whatever my sister was dreaming about me, they are saying with me. They are, they are very happy for the status where I am being right now doing a job.
And we're very proud of Devi. She's broken this cycle, but more importantly, she's breaking the cycle for her whole family. She's ensuring that her niece and nephew stayed in school, so Jyoti's children. She's raising her new baby with education as a given. And she's proof that when you educate one girl, it changes many lives. So just to bring this all together, the greatest measure of any life is not what we build, it's who we lift. It's the ripple effect of simply turning to someone and saying, I see you and I believe in you. And that's what Devi and I did for each other. We saw each other and we believed in each other. So our question for you is, will you carry it forward? The book is available at the conference. It's being sold at the conference, and all of my author royalties are actually being donated to Project Nani Kali in order to educate more girls. Our hope, as Devi was saying, is that if even one girl gets educated as a result of this book coming out, it will have been worth all our time and all our effort. So with that, I'd like to thank you all. I truly wish I could be there today. Unfortunately, I couldn't, but I hope to see all of you again very soon. As soon as my health is such that I can travel, I will definitely be there to the country that I love, India.
Thank you. That's an inspiring story. Thank you, Devi.
Thank you. Thank
so
you,
let me
everybody.
call Dr. Banerjee and Dr. Jaiswal once again on stage to do this for us.
Yeah, Devi, my congratulations to you. You have proved that Swami Vivekananda was so correct. Swami Vivekananda had said that India's emergence is a factor that depends on the rising of India's ladies, women, and the working force. And you are one of those icons you have created in your life. And thanks to Ed for that, I guess and I wish that your work inspires millions, not only just your village, millions. My heartfelt thanks to you once again.